Hey, you made it this far. Appreciate you coming and signing up to be a part of the launch, my book launch party of Attitude is Like a Box of Colors. You get to choose. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the book. Of course, it's still in the digital stage. It's almost getting ready for launch on Kindle, but also right behind it, we'll be ready to launch it as a hardbound book or a paper-bound book that you can get and order right there as well. But I'll just tell you a little bit about the book. First of all, the book kind of came about from the title, Attitude is Like a Box of Colors, from a quote I read. But that all came from a movie that I have seen numerous times. You may have seen it, called Forrest Gump. In the movie Forrest Gump, he talked about his mama. And he said his mama always had this favorite saying, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Forrest would say that all the time throughout the movie, implying that you never knew what was going to come. And while that may be true, and none of us have a crystal ball to predict the future, that's certainly not true about our attitude. And when I read this quote, I thought, okay, that's the exact opposite of the movie. You can choose your attitude. You can choose how you respond to those circumstances, even though you don't know exactly what life's going to deliver. You can respond to the circumstance with the right attitude. So that's kind of how the book was born. When I read that quote, it grabbed me and said, that's a great book title. I'm going to talk about attitude, because attitude is such an important part of our life. John Maxwell points out the fact that it is the difference maker. When it comes down to it, whether it's skills or talents or exposure to the world or all the things, personality, all of that, when it really comes down to it, it's your attitude that's going to get you involved in the process. It's your attitude. So let's talk a little bit about that, right? Let's talk about what's it about. What's in the book? Well, first of all, of course, it's a journal. So there's 30 days of attitude in there. And what I mean by 30 days of attitude is there's 30 quotes from various people, thought leaders, people you might know, people you might not know, but it kind of gives you a concept to begin to think about. And I talk about how to use this in the book, and talk about the fact that you kind of have to get outside yourself when you read the quote and think, okay, how do I put that into my life? Well, how does that work for me, right? And then we talk about, I use a concept in there called focus distractions. Focus distractions. And so there's puzzles and coloring pages and word puzzles and number puzzles and fill in the blank puzzles and even coloring pages inside the book to kind of help you stay focused but give you a distraction, because I found oftentimes that you grasp an idea when you're not directly just so, it's so in front of your face, but you're doing something else, but it's still on your mind. You're still kind of handling it. Then all of a sudden it'll come. So we provided some of those pages in there. We also provided for you what I call writing your future. Writing your future. There's a space in there entitled This Day 1 Year From Now. This Day 1 Year From Now. And what that is all about is for you to take this attitude or your thought or where you're at in your life and begin to think about 1 year from now, how do I want it to be? If I live out this attitude, how will life be for me 1 year from now? Or if I don't live out this attitude, or if I let somebody else's attitude navigate my life or control my life, how's it going to be 1 year from now? So I want you to take the opportunity here to begin to write out your future in using this 1 year from now concept, right? And then, of course, there's thought time. There's thought time. And so there's just there's pages with lines on it for you to write out your thoughts, Sometimes people get, what they call writer's block because they just stare at a blank page. But there's enough activity involved in this book for you to be able to not get stuck there. You'll be able to write. Now, in the beginning, if you're not a writer, you may struggle with that. And that's okay. That's okay. But we're going to help you write out the book. We're going to help you write your journal. We're going to help you collect your thoughts and create a path for a better attitude in 30 days, right? In 30 days. Then there's also leadership skill building time. Each week I take time in the book to take a leadership lesson that has to do with attitude and develop it out for you and give you some ways to implement that in your life. And so you'll see that in there, because as an author, coach, and trainer, I'm able to get a hold of material that I can put in here and help you draw out the attitude that you need in life to move forward. And then there's personal gleanings, things that have come out of my own life about attitude and stories and those kinds of things that I'll share inside the book that make it personal to me. And then there's insight from thought leaders, people like John Maxwell and Brian Tracy and Darren Hardy and Zig Ziglar and people like that. Not just quotes, but thoughts they have about this concept of attitude and leadership in your life, because you have to be a leader of yourself first. That's a basic premise here that we're going to be talking about. And then there's also there's just other stuff stuck in the book, places to go and watch videos and other resources that you can grab a hold of, other books about attitude and leadership and other components in your life that'll help you grow, and you can follow those links as well. So it comes down to the question here. How do you participate in this book launch? Well, you'll see there's 2 buttons down below here. 2 buttons. One is get your share link. Now, that share link, when you click on it, is a way for you to copy that and go out and share this with your friends on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and it brings them back to here to do the same thing you did, right? To be a part of this. And then there's a leaderboard, and you'll see that up at the top. There it says where your referral link, and a place for you to check how many people have responded and signed up with you, because the more people you share it with, and of course that kind of leverages the opportunities that you have to win the big prizes, right? To win the big prizes. And then of course there's also the order your book now. You can go get the Kindle version, pre-order the Kindle version for 99 cents. And so if you'll just click on that and go get the pre-ordered book, 99 cents. When it's released, Amazon will let you know that it's been released, and they'll just deliver it up to your Kindle or your desktop. And if you don't have any of that, hey, just do me a favor. Just get the book anyway. Just get the book. You'll get your money back, believe me, because just being a part of this group that you're going to get the opportunity to be a part of as well is going to get you your 99 cents, believe me. And then, of course, when the physical book is released, you're going to want to get that as well, and there'll be an opportunity you'll see inside the group that you're going to get an opportunity to join about getting the book and being a part of what we're going to be doing inside the group. So, hey, thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. Now, go have fun and use the contest. Get people involved. Help us get the #1 best-selling status on Amazon. Thanks, and have a great attitude today. See ya.